Hello everyone, this is Nick here from Those Hairy Gamers, and I'm joined by Justin from Those Hairy Gamers as well.
Hello.
How you doing, dude?
Yeah, good.
We're going to talk about some more X-Wing today.
X-Wing.
You don't play this one?
I don't play this, but I am intrigued.
You are going to learn quite a lot today, because I've had a couple of requests to talk about some lists.
Okay.
And we're in the midst of Store Champs season, and I have a list that I've been playing at Store Champs, and I want to show it off to you, all of you, and talk about why I like it.
Okay.
One little thing before we start is this is not a meta-breaking list. It doesn't have the most competitive ships in it, but I like them. I just want to point that out right now. I fly one ship in particular, the Fire Spray, which is not considered one of the better ships. In fact, some people think it's just crap altogether. Yeah. I disagree. The Fire Spray is awesome, but okay. I understand it's not going to be the awesome meta list that everyone sort of gets into.
So why did you decide to fly that ship as opposed to something else?
Because I feel like the build I have here leverages its abilities really well.
Okay.
And I like to fly it. I've flown it ever since I started playing, and I've just become really comfortable with it. So right now, I'm going to build the list, and I've done it so many goddamn times I can do it in my sleep. Here we go.
Show me the list.
First of all, in the Lancer class Pursuit Craft, that's hard to say, we have Asajj Ventress, which is basically the only pilot anyone ever takes in the Lancer. At the start of the combat phase, you may choose an enemy ship in range 1 to 2 inside of your mobile firing arc, then give it 1 stress token. Really strong, really cool.
So how big is your arc?
Okay, so basically, this is a ship, a large base ship. Ketsu Onyo, Sabine Wren's friend, flies this ship, the Shadowcaster. That's the base, that's what it looks like. So, we have a mobile firing arc, Justin. That can be moved with an action to one of the 4 quadrants and shoot in that direction whenever you fly. Very, very strong. Each of the pilots for this ship has a special ability which gives you a bonus when you aim at someone with that firing arc. Okay. Ketsu Onyo can give tractor tokens, which has another effect in the game. Yeah. Asajj gives out stress tokens, and stress tokens means the ships can't take actions. They have to do green maneuvers, which considered easier maneuvers for that ship to get rid of the stress tokens. Okay. It limits the amount of options those ships has. And even though nowhere else in this build I have ways to leverage stress tokens, just having the one ship that can do that is powerful.
Okay.
So, on Asajj, we have Veteran Instincts. Increases the pilot skill from 6 to 8. Pretty straightforward.
Yep.
We have Dengar. When attacking, you may reroll 1 attack dice. If the defender is a unique pilot, you may reroll 2 attack dice. Very, very strong.
I'm assuming most people normally do unique pilots.
Yes, exactly right.
So, like, Asajj Ventress is a unique pilot.
Exactly right, because she has a little dot next to her name. We have the Shadowcaster title. After you hit someone in range 1 to 2 inside the mobile firing arc, they get a tractor token. Combos amazingly with Dengar, because he makes your attacks more powerful, more likely to hit.
Okay, so you're putting tractor beam tokens on the ship that you hit.
Correct.
And you're also putting stress tokens.
Okay, tractor beam tokens work a bit differently. Tractor beam tokens reduce the ship's agility by 1. It makes them slightly easier to hit. Okay. Less defense dice, in other words. Yeah. If they're a small ship, you also get to move them a little bit.
Okay.
Which can be a lot of fun if they happen to be flying next to an asteroid.
Yep.
You can fly them into asteroids.
You're like, boop.
Very good. This build is very strong against small ships, I generally find.
Okay.
We have, in the illicit slots, 2 copies of Glitterstim.
Oh, what's that do?
Okay, Glitterstim, at the start of the combat phase, you may discard, and receive 1 stress token. At that point, all of your attack rolls and all of your defense rolls converts your focus results for free. Usually, you'd get a focus token, and when you do a roll and you get a few eyeball results, you spend the token to make those actual results.
Yeah.
This does every single roll for an entire turn.
Huh.
It's quite strong. It basically is a lot of dice insurance in one hit. You have to spend it, so you can only do this twice during the game, and you get a stress token. So it can be costly, but it's very effective. Okay. Especially when you have rerolls, like with Dengar.
Yeah.
You're very, very likely to get 3 hits off your 3 attack dice.
Oh, that's cool.
If you're in range 1, you're very, very likely to get 4 hits.
Yeah.
If you use Dengar in combination with Glitterstim, it's very powerful. Very powerful. And last but not least, we have the Gyroscopic Targeting. This is a very special modification that only the Lancer class Pursuit Craft can take. Okay. At the end of the combat phase, if you executed a 3, 4, or 5 speed maneuver, you may rotate your mobile firing arc.
Well, that sounds cool.
Yep, you can do it through stress. Even if your ship is being locked down, can't take actions, it can still move the arc so long as it did a 3, 4, or 5 speed at the start of the turn. It sounds bizarre. It's, in practice, incredible. I love it so much. A lot of people prefer the engine upgrade over this, which gives any ship a boost, which means it executes its maneuver, then can move a bit more after that, which is great because you have to lock in your maneuver before every other ship flies, but you can choose to boost or not boost after your ship flies. So the higher pilot skill, the better chance you know where all the other ships are, and you can boost or not boost. However, I reckon the gyroscopic targeting is just a bit better than that.
Because then that way you can work out, you can be like, I've moved this
no,
distance.
I'm getting shot. Move out of the arc. Yeah, it's great. However, the gyroscopic targeting is incredible. Yes, you're telling your opponent where the arc's going to face for the next turn, but I don't care. The amount of flexibility you give yourself by not having to take actions to move that arc is incredible. It makes Asajj a very hard, what I would call a zoner, where basically saying, okay, everything in this zone over here gets fucked up. If you want to try and fly out of it, fine, but I'm forcing you to do that. And that's great. Even though I'm telegraphing where the arc's going to be the next turn, I absolutely love this ability. It's very strong. So that is the first ship. Asajj's wingman is going to be none other than Boba Fett. Boba Fett is one of my favourite pilots. He's on the Fire Spray. Yes, I know it's not a massively competitive ship, but I love it. I love it.
The Fire Spray is the slave.
The slave one.
Yeah.
The slave one is a type of Fire Spray.
Okay, cool.
On Boba Fett, I have, in the EPT slot, an EPT which I think was designed for Boba Fett, Fearlessness. Now, I actually think it's funny that I never see this, because Fearlessness on Boba Fett, to me, is a match made in heaven. Fearlessness is a card that came with the Protectorate Starfighter, Fen Rao, and all the Mandalorian fighters. Basically, if you are facing a ship, arc to arc, range 1, I get an extra hit result in my attack. It makes them super aggressive. The advantage with Boba Fett in a Fire Spray, both his front arc and his rear arc are active at all times. You can activate at either arc. He's in a big ship. So his arcs are physically larger. That range 1 band is physically bigger. It's quite easy to trigger. And Boba Fett gets bonuses at range 1 anyway. When attacking or defending, you may reroll 1 dice for each enemy ship at range 1. If you're attacking a guy at range 1, you're always getting a reroll. At the very least, if Boba Fett charges straight at someone at range 1, I get 4 dice, I reroll 1 of them, and I get a free hit result on top. This frequently gives me 5 hits, which is friggin' brutal. Now, it's a Fire Spray, it's not the most manoeuvrable ship in the game, so you've got to work to make it work. But I love it. Coupled with Asajj Ventress, being able to give out those tractor tokens, the devastating thing which they can do sometimes, especially with small ships, is we have the same pilot skill, which means I can choose who flies and shoots first. That's the advantage of taking the same pilot skill. Asajj Ventress can shoot someone, give them a tractor token, and then move them into Boba Fett's arc, and then trigger his ability. And because of the same pilot skill, they're shooting one after the other every time. Doesn't matter who takes initiative. If my opponent takes initiative, they shoot both their pilot skill 8s first, or however many they have. I take initiative, I shoot both of my guys first. It doesn't matter. They're always shooting one after the other. The really disgusting thing they can do is, okay, in the game of X-Wing, Justin, if a ship bumps into each other, they can't shoot each other. They're deemed to be in base contact, and they're like overtaking each other in terms of the way we're thinking about it. What Asajj Ventress can do, say we have a pilot skill 9, a higher pilot skill than the guys I have, it bumps into Boba Fett. The pilot skill 9 activates during the combat phase, it has no one to shoot. Asajj Ventress shoots it, tractor beams it, out of base contact from Boba Fett. and then Boba Fett can shoot it. And the pilot skill 9 already activated, can't take a shot.
Oh, that's dirty. I like it.
This has some really friggin' dirty tactics in it, and I love dirty tactics.
I can see why you're building it like this. This is cool.
Let's go on to the rest of this build. We have, in the crew slot, a Tactician, which pretty much speaks for itself. After a 4-minute attack, if the ship was in range 2, it receives a stress token. It's a lighter version of what Asajj Ventress does. It means I can potentially stack 2 stress tokens on one ship at a time.
Yep.
It means even if it strips it the next turn, it still can't take an action because there's still one there.
Yeah.
Very powerful. Look, for 2 points, it's okay.
Okay.
I can't really think of anything else to put in that crew slot that's really effective on Boba Fett, and I like what this does. In some games, this activates 2 or 3 times, and that's well worth the cost of it.
Okay.
If not, Asajj is always doing her stress stuff anyway.
Yeah.
It's just a nice little bonus that sometimes helps out.
Okay.
And honestly, I don't know what else to put the points on, so I'm happy with that.
Yep.
Boba Fett also has a copy of Glitterstim, the same thing that Asajj has 2 copies of before. So I can pop it at the start of the combat phase, and all my eyeball results turn into hits or evades.
You can only do one of them?
I can only do one of them. So it's one really consistent thing. It's basically one round of very consistent rolling, usually.
Like, you can't put a second Glitterstim?
No, I can't. He only has one illicit slot.
Okay.
Where the Shadowcaster has 2.
Okay.
The cool thing is, you can pop them at the same time.
Yeah.
Asajj and Boba can pop their Glitterstim at the same time, which, by the way, is basically space cocaine, just in case you're wondering. Which means both of them are attacking and defending really effectively. If you dive them onto one ship at the same time, that ship is disappearing. They both...
You're giving them some death sticks?
Basically, both of these guys hit like a goddamn truck. That's what this ship is about.
Yeah.
I know you're doing a little dance.
Yeah.
Glitterstim is basically death sticks, just so you know.
I've pulled out the death sticks line. That's
actually,
it. I can go now.
Actually, I'm surprised they haven't put death sticks on the Scum faction yet. That would be really cool.
Yeah.
That'd be really cool. Last thing Boba Fett has is engine upgrades.
Okay.
I talked about this before. It gives the ship the boost action.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, the Fire Spray doesn't have an auxiliary rotating arc. It only has an auxiliary arc that always faces out the back. So it can't take gyroscopic targeting. You can't move his arcs.
Okay.
You can, however, boost, which is fantastic. If I want to close range 1 every single turn, I boost. If I try to leap at someone by Boba Fett and somehow it ended up at range 3 because I really, really screwed it up, I'm like, oh well, boost, range 1. There we go. It means that other ships can't be in the way or asteroids can't be in the way. But engine upgrades usually gets used about once per game, and it means Boba Fett either gets a really big hit in or he doesn't die for one of those turns. That is well worth 4 squad points.
Yep.
For on one of my ships that cost half my squad.
Yeah.
That's well worth it. Scum lists often rely on 2 big ships.
Okay.
And this is one of my favourite 2 big ship builds. Yes, the Fire Spray is not very competitive, but it capitalises on all its abilities with this build.
I was going to say, you've got 2 points left. Is there some way to put another ship in, or...?
I've thought about it, Justin. I've thought about it. There are some cool things I can do very soon. The Skirg Bomber is coming out. I could do something like this. I could make Glitterstim inertial dampeners, which is actually what I used to put on him, and that frees up another 3 points. I can then do this, Justin. I can give him the Andrasta title, which is a type of fire spray. Gives him 2 additional bomb slots. And then I can take the bomblet generator. Up until this point, Justin, bombs in X-Wing have been one-off spends.
Yeah.
In the next wave, we have the Skirg Bomber. One of the cards on it is the bomblet generator. Takes up 2 bomb slots, but it means you can drop a bomb every single turn. They're not very strong bombs. They're pretty weak compared to most other ones. But you can just go poop, 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 poop as your ship flies over the map.
And then, like, you can still shoot as well, I'm assuming, as
exactly
well as
right.
dropping bombs.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
But bombs are a bonus on top of everything else.
Yeah.
Now, the ship... in order to damage ships with bombs, they have to physically fly next to it or fly through it, depending on what type of bomb.
Yeah.
The bombs that come out of the bomblet generator need ships to fly within range 1 for them to be damaged.
Yeah.
It's fantastic, however, because they completely ignore agility. An ace can fly into a bomb and take damage, no matter what. These bomblets, the bomblets from the bomblet generator, basically you roll 2 attack dice and suffer whatever damage you take. Yeah. No defense dice, anything like that. You could roll 2 critical hits and go, well, that's my ace dead. Yeah, exactly. Now, obviously, aces are more agile and better at avoiding bombs.
Yeah.
But it's high risk, high reward. Yeah. It's good fun. At the very least, you're not spending the bomblet generator to drop the bombs. It's another zoning tactic. It means, okay, back here, don't fly your ships there. Now, here's a bubble where you don't want to fly your ship. Now I've just limited your options.
Yeah, I'm thinking like what you could do even after that is also then switch from Asajj to the other one.
Yeah.
And have more, like forcing them into the bombs and...
The problem with that, Justin, is bombs blow up at the end of the activation phase.
Yeah.
The tractor beam token comes at the start of the combat phase. It's a phase out. You can't tractor them into bombs, unfortunately. Unless they are action-based bombs, which stay on the map until you fly over them. Yeah. But I can't afford that on this list.
Damn it.
Because of the bomblet generator.
Yeah.
I do have another option, though. Tactician is good. Tactician is great.
Yeah.
However, with the Skirg Bomber, we also have Cad Bane. One of the coolest bounty hunters in the Star Wars universe, by the way.
Yes, I agree.
Your upgrade bar gains 1 additional bomb icon. Once per round, when an enemy ship rolls attack dice due to a friendly bomb detonating, you may choose any number of focus and blank results and re-roll them. So, they fly over a bomblet, they roll 2 blanks, re-roll them, do it again, 2 hits, basically.
Oh,
Cad Bane is bomb insurance, and he gives you another bomb slot. Now, the only thing is, it feels a bit wasteful because I'm not using that other bomb slot. I just don't have the points to do it.
Maybe remove a Glitterstim off Asajj?
Could do. I like double Glitterstim too much.
Yeah.
The thing about the fire spray is it doesn't really have too much that can capitalise on the slots that it has.
Yeah.
But with the bomblet generator coming out, the fire spray already has a title for free, which gives it the slots that can take the bomblet generator. FFG, the guys that make X-Wing, are really good at going, okay, these ships are falling out of the meta. What upgrades do they have? Let's make cards that combo with those upgrades and bring those ships back into the meta by proxy.
Yeah.
It's very clever. I think once the Skirg Bomber drops, the fire spray is going to get a lot more use because it already has 1 bomb slot. You can give it Cad Bane and bomblet generator. Because it needs 2 bomb slots to get the bomblet generator. You can take Andrasta for free in the bomblet generator. So for 3 points, you have access to the bomblet generator on a ship that's already okay. The fact that it can bomb consistently and shoot pretty well.
Yeah.
I mean, fire sprays hit like a truck. That's what they're designed to do.
Yeah.
I think it's going to give it a bit more relevancy. I don't think it's going to be amazing, but it's going to be fantastic. But yes, anyway, we've gone on a massive tangent there, but I don't care because it was good fun. This loves T-70 X-Wings. It just because they got low agility. They get hit over and over again.
Okay.
And I hit them really hard. It's great.
Do they do normally verse a lot of...
T-70s are pretty big in the meta right now. TIE Defenders are massive in the meta right now. This list just loves TIE Defenders because they're 3 foot. Now, they're very tanky small ships.
Yeah.
But I usually have enough dice to get through the tokens. Especially with Fearlessness on Boba Fett. He loves Defenders so much.
Yeah.
One of the big perks of Defenders is they have a white K-turn. They're the only ship that can do a U-turn in midair and turn around.
Okay.
Boba Fett can just go, okay, well, I'm shooting at the back now.
Yeah.
He doesn't care about K-turns. He's happy with it.
Yeah.
What this list is weak against is a Rebel list with Biggs, because Biggs is really fucking annoying, Justin. Friendly ships in range 1 can't be targeted with Biggs. You must target Biggs. You fly them at the back of your squad, and you can't target the guys in front, which means you can't take your shots at range 1. Which just guts my firepower. I really struggle with Pal Paces, which is Palpatine flying in a shuttle, modifying his ace dices.
Yeah.
He flies with 2 little ace guys, and they just rock shit up. Okay. Pal Paces is very defensive, very tanky.
Yeah.
Even with a lot of hits, ships like Suntafel and the Interceptor just denies. And if you manage to deny hits against this list, it just struggles. And that's it.
Okay.
It loves small ship builds. It doesn't mind big ship builds, to be honest. It has one hell of an alpha strike. And it's good fun. It's not... This list is not meta-breaking, but I really, really like flying it. Now the Skirg Bomber's coming out, and we're having a fix for a couple of the small ships for Scum down the line. I'm going to start flying more small ships.
Okay.
But for the time being, I'm pretty happy with this.
Well, that's good.
Indeed. So, Justin, did you learn heaps about X-Wing today?
Kind of did.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. You should play it. Like and subscribe. Head over to Those Hairy Gamers for more gaming content, and we'll catch you guys in the next video.
See ya.
See ya.